Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. This channel offers elementary art lessons taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I look forward to virtually creating with you. There are new lessons posted weekly. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single one. So go grab your art supplies and your thinking caps and let's begin. All right, first grade artists, let's pull back out that textured secondary colored paper that you made last week. Hopefully it's either orange, green, or purple. And then I want you to also pull out your black paper that has the slices in it that we're going to use as our weaving loom today. All right, so once you have those pulled out, the first thing we're going to do is start folding our orange paper. Okay, so I'm going to fold my orange paper left to right. It doesn't matter if the colored texture part is on the inside or the outside, as long as you're folding it left to right when your paper is across in front of you. After you have it folded, you're going to fold again left to right, the same direction. So lining up those edges, yes, it's a little bit harder to fold now because the paper's a little thicker, so take your time. And then guess what? You're going to do it one more time, left to right. You should end up with a paper that's folded 3 times and it's pretty thick. So take your time, line up those edges, and then press it down flat. It's more important to go slow and line up the edges than it is to go fast and be speedy. Okay, then slowly open it back up and you can see all those folds. So now you're going to take your scissors and very slowly, because you want smooth, clean cuts here, you're going to cut up every single one. And unlike last week, these should fall off. We don't need to keep them all together. All right, so I'm going to cut all of my folds so that I have lots of little strips of paper. Okay, so now if you want, you can take a few of these, not all of them, and cut them up the center. I don't fold them this time because they're kind of skinny to fold. I just sort of eyeball it and I just cut them up the center, making some thinner strips. I would suggest maybe only doing this to 2 or 3 of them. That was 2 for me right there. Let me work on my third one. If you do many more than that, then you have lots of skinny strips and we really don't need that many thin ones. So maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 if you really want to. Okay, so let me finish up mine and we're going to start our weaving. All right, so let's go ahead and pull back out your black piece of paper. Make sure it's with the white lines down. Where the white lines are is the back, so we don't want to be looking at that as we are working today. And then I would make a stack of your little orange or purple or green papers, whichever color you had chosen to use, kind of near you. I have mine right above my black paper here in the video, so just somewhere so that they're near you and you can just grab them as you need them. All right, I think we're ready to begin. The trick with overlapping, not really trick, but the method to overlapping is to continually use the pattern under, over, under, over, under, over. All right, so let's grab our first strip and begin our first under, over weaving. Okay, going to the bottom, I'm going to go under that first piece of black paper, not over, but under, there we are. And then I'm going to let it sneak up through that little slice in the paper, and then under, and then over, and then under. Use both hands to kind of pop up with the paper so that you can get that to slip in and out, just like that. And when you do, you want to scoot it over to the side just like I did. The paper, the orange or green or purple paper should be the same height as your black paper, so they should fit in there pretty evenly. Now here's the trickiest part. The second time you put the paper through, you have to start opposite. So this time I'm starting with my paper over my black paper, and then the orange goes under, and then over, and then under. And can you see the difference here? Once it's all done, you can see how my starting over changes the way that the weaving looks. Then when you're ready for your third one, you have to go back and copy the first one. I was under the first time, so I go under again, and then over, and then under, and then over. This can be very tricky for some artists and very easy for other artists. So if you're the type of artist where this is easy, then you can go ahead of me. You can speedy along and just keep going back and forth, starting either under or over, whatever comes next. If you're an artist who's having a little bit of a tricky time, take your time, watch the video, rewind it, watch it, rewind it, until you finally get it, because I promise there will be a point where you're like, aha, I got it. And then you'll be able to be speedy and get the whole way to the other side of your paper. Okay, so here's my skinny one. I was under, over, so Mr. Skinny has to go under because the last one was over. And then over here, and then under. And I'm just going to keep repeating this type of pattern until literally I can't fit any more pieces in. Make sure you keep shoving them to the left, just like that. They should be right up against each other. Perfect. All right, here's my next one. What do you think I should do? Should I start with it under my black paper or over? Let's see. I hope you said, no, not under, Mrs. Minto. That's very sneaky. Yes, over. Make sure you start over for this one. Okay, I'm gonna speedy along here and get myself to the other side of my loom so you can see what it looks like when it's totally done. So I keep shoving the papers to the left. Oh, this one is tricky to get through. I probably should have picked a skinnier cut strip, but I finally did get it in there. There we go. Okay, now you're always going to have a couple of extra leftover pieces. You can either throw them away, recycle them, or maybe use them as a bookmark. I kind of like that idea. That way they get a new life and you can use them to do something that I know your teachers want you to do too. Okay, so now I'm going to do something I don't really have to do, but I like to do this. I like to grab a glue stick, lift up those little ends, and put a little dot of glue underneath of there. That way I am sure that this is never going to fall apart. It's going to stay just how I like it. Flip it around, do the same thing at the bottom. And if you want to do even extra steps, you can flip it to the back, and there are little parts where you can pull up on the top and the bottom on the back as well to put a little glue in those areas too. You don't really have to, but you can if you want to. All right, so that's it. Your weaving is totally finished. You can hang it up, you can play checkers on it, whatever you think is best for you. So I hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed the story and the primary colored music video. They'll be there in your Clever forever, so you can always come back and look at them again if you want to. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking. HOV artists, don't forget to hop on over to Art Sonia to upload a photograph of your piece of artwork to your art portfolio. I can't wait to see it.